Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about Mañjuśrī, who really represents that brilliant light of wisdom that, believe it or not, we all have inside of us.
You know those times, right? We've all been there. Moments where the way forward is just fuzzy, where every decision feels heavy and your thoughts are just this big, tangled mess. It's like you're trying to walk through a super thick fog.
Well, what if you had a wise friend who, instead of just telling you what to do, hands you a lamp so you can see the path for yourself? That's really the whole idea behind Mañjuśrī. He symbolizes that kind of clarity that just cuts right through all that confusion.
No, the stories about where Mañjuśrī came from aren't just fairy tales. They're actually these beautiful pictures that show us where wisdom really comes from. And spoiler alert, it's not from being complicated, it's from light and from compassion.
There's this really lovely legend from the Song dynasty about a government official who was super kind and just beloved by everyone. One night, his wife has this incredibly vivid dream about gentle, warm moonlight just filling up her arms. And not long after that, she gives birth to this amazing child who, the story goes, could speak right from the moment he was born.
So that child was believed to be an incarnation of Mañjuśrī, and his name actually means things like wondrous virtue. In a different story about his birth, the whole room just filled with this incredible golden light. He was basically born with the wisdom of a great sage. So you see, his whole origin is tied to light, to wonder, and to clarity.
Okay, but so what? Why does this wisdom matter so much? Let's break down how this ancient idea actually has some serious practical benefits for our lives, right here, right now. This is about a power we can all tap into.
Mañjuśrī is often called the Wisdom Buddha, and for good reason. The kind of guidance he represents applies to literally every moment you need clear judgment, whether you're studying for a huge exam, trying to make a big life decision, or just need to find some inner peace.
So this wisdom offers three main gifts. First, it sharpens your mind. It literally boosts your ability to learn and to think clearly. Second, it deepens your insight. This helps you get past all the surface-level noise and see what's really going on, so you can make way better choices. And third, it helps you overcome obstacles. It gives you this inner strength to face challenges, which doesn't just lead to success, but to real inner peace, what you might call a kind of liberation from all that struggle.
Now, if you've ever seen a picture or statue of Mañjuśrī, you'll notice he's holding a couple of things. And these are not just for decoration. They're actually really powerful symbols, like metaphors for the tools we can all develop inside ourselves.
In one hand, he's holding the sword of wisdom. And it's so important to get this. It is not a weapon for fighting others. It's a tool for cutting through our own internal junk, our confusion, our doubts, our anxieties. Think of it like the ultimate cure for being overwhelmed. In his other hand, he's got a scroll. This represents the source of wisdom, the kind of clarity you get from learning and understanding the truth. It's the perfect antidote to today's constant information overload. Together, they're like the active and the passive sides of wisdom, the power to take action and the knowledge to make sure it's the right one.
All right, that all sounds fantastic, but how do we actually do it? How do we tap into that inner wisdom? Well, the good news is the practices are surprisingly simple, and honestly, anyone can do them.
Here's your roadmap. First, just quiet the mind. Whether it's meditation, chanting, or even just finding 5 minutes of total silence, calming down all that mental chatter is step one. Second, sharpen your focus with some regular, calm introspection. It's like giving your mind a serious upgrade. And third, act with kindness. This one is huge. Wisdom isn't just about thinking deep thoughts, it's something you practice with your actions. Helping other people is one of the most powerful ways to find your own inner clarity and peace.
So as we start to wrap this up, if there's one thing to take away, it's this. Mañjuśrī isn't some distant god you have to worship. He's a symbol of that brilliant, smart, and compassionate light that is already inside every single one of us. It's not something you have to go out and find, it's something you just have to cultivate.
Let's end on this idea. True wisdom, real wisdom, isn't about memorizing a bunch of facts. It's a practical, powerful tool that you can use right now to cut through your own confusion, make better choices, and actually transform your day-to-day reality into one with more clarity and peace.
So that leads me to a final question for you to think about. If you were to pick up that sword of wisdom, that inner clarity we've been talking about, what's the very first piece of fog in your own life that you're going to clear away?